Well, it's no lie that you are great at what you do as far as being a chef, and you're making us a nice soup this morning that is going to keep us warm. We've got to stay warm, Scott.
I generally go to Italy in the wintertime, and every time I go, they always have Ribollita. It's in season. The beans are there. So we eat it, I mean, everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere. It's like it's a great dish, and like I said earlier, I probably eat it every day, sometimes twice a day, and it's just a great. I like those soups that you can almost eat with a fork if you want to.
Right.
But it gets real thick, but you can. It's still, once again, any Italian food is very versatile. So real simple.
And Scott, a lot of people don't know that you do travel to Italy quite a bit, and that you go over there just to see what the latest is as far as cooking over there. That way, you can bring it back to home.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I've always said that cooking and food is like a great story. You want to be able to just give a accurate, like you go see a movie, you want to tell them how the movie is,
right.
but be accurate about it. Same thing with the food. But we do go over there about once, sometimes twice a year if we can. And actually just last week we had one of our winemakers, Tony Sassa, come in town, and he was here for a couple of days, and he'll be back in January. So if we can go over there, we try to bring him over here. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, we're sizzling it up here in the kitchen. What just happened?
This is pancetta. It's Italian bacon, and
it smells good.
It's great. It's kind of like a salty sweetness to it.
Okay.
So it's a good little bit. So we're just going to cook that fat down a little bit first. But Italian cooking is layering flavors. You want to make sure that you just don't throw everything in there at one time because it'll just turn into mush. Okay. But you want to make sure you bring all the flavors out. So you get this, cook the fat out, and just get a little flavor.
Now, Scott, is this something that you can get pretty much anywhere?
Yeah, absolutely. There's several stores you can go in. Just ask for pancetta, Italian bacon, or you can use regular bacon if you want to. But I prefer the pancetta. Okay,
so we get this ready, and there's only a few ingredients. That's the first thing Scott said to me this morning when I came over to him. He was like, Chastity, you'll be so excited. There's only a few ingredients. You can make this.
That's right. So all we got to do now, I'm just going to add a little bit of this minced vegetables. This is carrot, celery, onion, and a little bit of garlic.
Ooh, I love carrots.
And we'll cook that down, and then the next segment we'll cook the beans, and then the bread, and all that kind of good stuff.
Oh, good. Well, I cannot wait to try this. Of course, the recipe is on our website, foxandtv.com. You can see all of Scott's amazing recipes on there. He always, or I should say, he never disappoints. Not always, never disappoints.
Also very cool, we have going on in the kitchen with Chef Scott working on that Ribollita.
Okay, Ribollita actually means to reboil. So when you do, like when you cook your beans, you reboil it. And this is a great soup. Like, how you make chili, and then you reheat it the next day, it's even better. And this is the same way. I mean, if you bring it down and bring it back up, I mean, it'll last you for a while. That's great.
And what a great thing to make on a day like today.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of our most popular dishes.
So for the folks who are just tuning in, what did you do in the first segment? Because we already had some stuff going in there and it smells really good.
Well, very simple. We just took some olive oil, pancetta. We cooked the pancetta down, which is the Italian bacon. We added some minced carrot, celery, onion, a little bit of garlic. And now we just added the beans. We'll cook that up a little bit. We're going to add a little fresh sage. This is actually one of the main ingredients. That's what you're going to do. You're going to taste the pancetta, you'll taste the sage, and of course the beans. And then we're going to add. And basically, in Italian cooking, like, I'll back up for a second. Like in French cooking, you'll have like a roux that we're all familiar with, like with gumbo and different cream soups and stuff. The Italians don't go through the whole process of making a roux to thicken their soup up. What they'll do is they'll actually thicken it up with bread. And so what we'll do here is we're going to cook this up a little bit, and then we're going to add the bread to thicken it up, and then we'll finish it off with some Parmesan cheese.
That sounds so good. So tell us about what's going on lately at Pinzone's. You guys are always busy right in the heart of downtown Fairhope. The folks got to come out to see you.
Absolutely. We just had the lighting the trees last week. It was a big event. So you come down, see the trees all lit up. It's gorgeous. Beautiful time. Also this Friday we have our holiday stroll where you come through and to see all the shops are open a little later, and it's really nice. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's a perfect time of year just to come in and venture out and see what Fairhope has to offer. And we're right in the middle, that 312 Fairhope Avenue, right next to CK Collection.
Right, and one of the things we're going to be talking about later this week is it is a perfect time to go because Black Friday is just around the corner. That holiday shopping is here. So you can find things in Fairhope that you can't find at other places because so many of the stores and the restaurants like yourself are local. So it's really cool to shop local. local and eat local, and it's a great place.
Absolutely. The entire downtown Fairhope area is all local, family-owned and operated businesses. I mean, I can't say enough. Just go down, support your local businesses. That's great.
All right, and come get some Ribollita on these cold days over the next couple of days. So we'll continue to work on this in just a little while.
We're back in the kitchen with Chef Scott Dumas from Pinzones, and we are making Ribollita soup. But it's getting interesting because when you're done with this, it kind of may be not as soupy.
Right. Actually, it's all about preferential choice. I mean, I like a good, thick soup. And like I said, when you're in Italy, you're going to see all different types. Some's going to be real soupy, like real liquidy. Is that a word? Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then some's going to be like real thick. But you thicken it with bread. And you can actually toast the bread if you'd like to get a little extra flavor in there. But it'll soak it up. And then the great thing about it is, like I was saying earlier, is that you can cook this and then eat it the next day if there's any left. And it'll be real thick, kind of like like you may want to eat it with a fork. But you can always add more liquid to it if you like. But we're going to add the bread to it. Whoops.
And the bread soaks up.
The bread soaks up the flavor, and when you eat into it, it's like, wow, all the intense flavors right there in that bread.
What a good idea. And what's this?
This is Parmesan cheese.
How much do you put in?
I'm putting about 2 ounces in here right now.
Okay.
But depending on the size of the soup, this is also going to thicken it up too. So.
And does it matter, because it smells really, really good in here? How does the length of time that you boil it or cook it, does that matter in terms of bringing the flavor out? Or?
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, never just dump it in there and just let it heat it up and then serve it. It's all about layering the flavors, and if you just add it just right, you can, all kinds of great things will happen.
It smells really, really good in here.
It really does.
And it for real it does. And so so we just added Parmesan cheese, and you still have some other couple things you're going to put in?
Nope.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. I'm just going to start ladling this up here.
Okay, so you can cook this the next day then. You just reheat the bread and just reheat everything.
Yep.
And then it would be much thicker potentially because it'll get all soaked up by the bread.
Yeah, and you can see how soupy this is. This is really, really wonderful.
It looks really good. It smells really good. And I think it's something that we can make. Of course, we have the recipe for you on our website. You can go to fox10tv.com and go to the Studio 10 tab. Is this something y'all are serving right now?
We do. It's actually a lunch special that we do. And just top it off with a little more Parmesan, a little more olive oil.
And how many servings does what you made today makes how many, would feed how many people?
This would probably, it all depends.
How big we serve it up, right?
Exactly. Yeah. How hungry are you?
Yeah.
This is actually pretty large. I always do extra for you guys because there's so many y'all here, but this is probably about enough for 2 or 3 people.
Okay. So what you made today would be enough to feed somebody, a couple people for dinner?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can just get a big pot and fill it up and
keep on going.
That's right.
Keep on serving it up. Do you have special things on the menu right now because it's cold, like stuff like this?
Oh, absolutely, we do. And we're changing up the lunch menu every day, and we're going to have something special every day. So come in, see what's exciting. And then same thing with dinner, too. We'll have dinner specials also.
Very good. Okay, so you topped it out with Parmesan cheese. My question is always with Parmesan cheese. Do you freshly grate it, or do you buy the stuff that's already done for you?
We have both.
Okay.
Because we do a Pecorino Reggiano that we'll grate separately. But, yeah, you can use this. I like to use the ingredients that you may have around the house, or you can easily get at your a local grocery store.
That's very handy. Things that you can make with stuff you already have is definitely the way to go. For some of us, anyway, that have little kids and we're like looking in the pantry going, okay, what can I do with this stuff?
That's right, yeah.
And this is something we can do with it.
Absolutely. It's very, very, very simple.
Very good. And the base of this, for anyone who missed it, the base of this, you started out, is this, what's the liquid?
I did like just a basic vegetable stock.
Okay. What's the vegetable stock versus chicken stock?
You cook all the vegetables down. If you're cutting up vegetables and you have little trimmings left over, just simmer it, get all the flavor of the carrots, the celery, the onion, a little bruleed onion too, and just use that like you would a chicken stock. So.
And it tastes delicious. And it looks delicious. All right, well, we're going to taste this coming up here. And we're going to be back here on Studio 10. Once again, the recipe on our website. And I think it's something that we can all make, and perfect for a day like today, which is really cold.